She stood there, frozen in the doorway of her own home, watching her mother tuck her daughter into bed as if she owned the night. The room. The child. "Good night, my sweet girl," her mother whispered, brushing a strand of hair from the little one's face. The words hung in the air like a claim. A quiet invasion that had been building for months. I am Rebecca Thompson, 35 years old, a night shift data analyst at Vanguard security firm in Pine Ridge, Montana. Divorced, scraping by, and foolish enough to think family blood could mend what a broken marriage had torn apart. But in that moment, as I lingered like a shadow in my own hallway, I felt the first crack in the illusion, the slow realization that my mother, Evelyn Thompson, wasn't helping me. She was replacing me. It started innocently enough. Or so I told myself. After the divorce from Mark, I packed up our life in Seattle and drove back to Pine Ridge, telling myself it was just a pit stop. Mia was 8, with her father's mischievous grin but my fierce independence, which made the split hit her like a storm. She stopped sleeping through the night, picked at her food, and her teacher flagged withdrawn behavior in class notes that landed like punches. I was drowning in bills, working midnight to dawn crunching security reports, barely keeping our heads above water. When Evelyn offered to help, I grabbed the lifeline without looking for the hooks. At 64, Evelyn was a whirlwind, sharp bob haircut, always in pressed blouses. Her colonial-style house spotless since Dad passed a decade ago from cancer. She met us at the door that rainy April afternoon, arms wide, but her eyes locked on Mia. "There's my little angel," she cooed, scooping her up and bypassing me entirely. The help poured in like a flood. She'd crash at my rented bungalow while I worked, getting me up for school, packing lunches with organic snacks I couldn't afford. She'd signed her up for the upscale elementary across town, bought frilly dresses, arranged playdates with the right kids. I'd drag myself home at sunrise, eyelids heavy, to find the kitchen humming, Mia giggling over pancakes. "Go rest, dear," Evelyn would say, shooing me away. "I've got this under control." God, the relief was intoxicating. For the first time in ages, Mia was blooming, chattering about her day, showing off A+ spelling tests. The nightmares fading. I'd wake to them planting flowers in the yard or crafting papier-mâché animals. The house alive in ways I'd failed to make it. But the shift crept in like fog over the mountains. Evelyn started overriding me without a whisper of consultation. She switched Mia's soccer practice to ballet, booked dentist checkups, even took her for a haircut that chopped off those wild curls I'd loved. When I pushed back, she'd pat my hand. "You were dead on your feet. Honey, I didn't want to burden you with details." Details? Like reshaping my daughter's world without me in it? The red flags waved in whispers. Mia began calling her Mama Eve instead of Grandma. Evelyn introduced her at church as my precious one, skipping the generational gap. I caught her at the pharmacy once, chatting with the clerk about the joys and trials of raising her right. When I confronted her later, she chuckled. "Oh, Rebecca, you're overreacting. I'm just filling in while you sort out your mess." My mess, as if I were a temporary glitch in Mia's perfect life. By summer, Evelyn had practically colonized my home. She had a duplicate key, rearranged my cabinets to her efficient system, tucked away Mia's chaotic art projects into neat binders. Photos from our Seattle days vanished into storage, replaced by new frames of family outings, just her and Mia. One evening, I tried to read Mia her favorite bedtime story, but she fidgeted. "Mama Eve does 4 stories, and she makes the dragon roar better." The words sliced deep, but exhaustion dulled the edge. Part of me wondered if Mia deserved better, a steady presence, Not a mom who survived on coffee and guilt, serving ramen for dinner half the week. Mark had warned me once. During a rare peaceful call, your mom loves like a vice grip, tightens until you can't breathe. I'd dismissed him. But now, watching Evelyn orchestrate Mia's evenings while I hovered like an outsider, his words echoed like a curse. The company-mandated counseling session cracked the dam. Vanguard had rolled out sessions after a colleague's meltdown, and my boss suggested I attend code for mandatory. Dr. Elena Vasquez had a soothing voice, eyes that invited confessions. We unpacked the divorce, the relocation, the endless fatigue. Then she probed my support network. My mom's been stepping in with Mia, I admitted, twisting a tissue. That sounds helpful. Helpful? She's everywhere. The bitterness spilled out. Dr. Vasquez leaned in. Tell me more. And suddenly, memories flooded. Evelyn rifling through my high school backpack at 15. Vetoing friends who weren't up to standard. At 18. Her intercepting college acceptance letters. Shredding the out-of-state ones because you need me close. At 25. Her whispering to Mark that I was too emotional for motherhood. She sees me as an extension of herself, I whispered. Something to fix. To own. Dr. Vasquez nodded. And now with Mia? The truth hit like cold rain, history repeating. My daughter the new prize. That night, I feigned a migraine and left work early. I found Evelyn in Mia's room, sifting through her school bag. What are you doing? She didn't flinch. Mia mentioned a girl teasing her at lunch. Just checking for notes. She's 8. Let me handle it. Evelyn's smile was pitying. You're exhausted. Rebecca. Drama like always. The argument ignited. Mia peeked in, wide-eyed, then darted to Evelyn's side. It's okay. Angel, Evelyn soothed. Mommy's just stressed. Mommy? As if I were the child throwing a tantrum. The next morning, Mark called. Mia told me about the fight. She's shaken. She called you. Your mom did. Said Mia was upset by your outburst. Evelyn phoning my ex to undermine me. The betrayal burned. Mark, you were right. She's trying to, I warned you. But you came back anyway. His sigh was heavy. Look, Mia's my kid too. If there's instability, the only instability is her. We ended in shouts. My world shrinking. I headed to Mia's school instead of work, craving a glimpse of normalcy. But the office clerk frowned. Her grandmother signed her out early routine checkup. What checkup? No record of my approval. I raced to Evelyn's house, spotting Mia's backpack in her car. Through the fence, their voices drifted. This is our little secret. Okay, Mommy doesn't need more worry. But why? Mia asked. Because she's struggling. Sweetie, that's why you have Mama Eve. Teaching my daughter to deceive me, the rage simmered. A quiet fury building. I burst in. She's mine. Evelyn poured juice calmly. Someone has to make the calls while you fall apart. The fight left scars. Mia torn between us. The court papers arrived like a bomb, petition for temporary guardianship. Evelyn as petitioner. Mia's the unfit respondent. She'd cataloged my depression, night shifts as abandonment, fabricated neighbor affidavits claiming late-night cries. Photos of Mia post-playdate, cropped to scream neglect. Erratic behavior, twisting our arguments into paranoia. She'd been plotting. A spider spinning her web. Legal aid was a joke overloaded. Weeks-long waits. Get a private lawyer, they advised. But with $45,000 salary post-divorce debts? Impossible. Evelyn escalated, spoofed texts authorizing school pickups, introducing Mia to her lawyer buddy, who quizzed her on home life. Mia echoed the poison. Mama Eve says you work too much to take care of me. A restraining order followed, Evelyn claiming harassment. barring me from her property where Mia now spent nights. I turned detective. Obsessive. Screenshots of schedules. Medical logs proving my involvement. Then, the birth certificate pristine. My name etched as mother. But deeper digs unearthed gold, a power of attorney she'd tricked me into signing years back. Broad enough to misuse. Old psych evals from divorce deeming me stable. Dad's diaries. Hidden away, chronicles of Evelyn's control, blocking my opportunities. Manipulating family. She's a force that crushes, he'd written. Aunt Clara. Estranged in Oregon. Confirmed, she tried to ruin my life too, sued over inheritance. Smeared me. Her advice, survive her. Hide proofs. I copied everything. Stashed duplicates everywhere. Evelyn's facade cracked in subtle ways. Mia called secretly, I miss our house. Mommy. Not Mama Eve's rules. The vulnerability fueled me. I filed pro-se motions to dismiss. Counters for restricted visitation. Nights blurred in library stacks. Learning legalese. Mrs. Harlow the librarian slipping me coffee. Fight dirty if you must, she whispered. Evelyn's interrogatories demanded my soul, finances. Health history. I complied. But countered with evidence, falsified statements, neighbors non-existent. Doctored photos, timestamps proving innocence. Spoofed messages, tech traces. An old affidavit she'd signed at Mia's birth. Waiving any claim, her own words biting back. The courtroom was a pressure cooker. Alone against Evelyn's shark-suited trio. I laid it bare, birth certificate as anchor. Affidavit as dagger. Diaries as history's witness. This isn't care, it's theft. Recordings played, her secrets. Alienations. Evelyn's poise shattered. I only helped. But the judge saw through, parental alienation. Fraud. Petition dismissed. No contact order slapped 90 days. My discretion thereafter. Evelyn's rage flashed. Then deflated. You don't know what you've done. I protected what's mine. Picking up Mia felt like rebirth. Home, our home. Her hug mended fractures. Evelyn lurked across the street. But I drove away. Pity flickering, but resolve steel. We packed. Headed to Seattle, day job waiting. Fresh apartment. Mia adapted. Resilient. Evelyn's pleas via voicemails, I'm sorry. I needed. Deleted. Distance was my vengeance, not flashy, but final. In our new chaos. Mia asleep on my lap. The birth certificate gleamed, a testament to what couldn't be stolen. We'd paid in scars. But freedom's price was worth every wound.